If you're fishing pressure public ponds and you're not getting bites, I'm going to tell you something most anglers don't want to hear. It's not your lure, it's your casting. And today I'm going to show you how casting, accuracy, angles, and distance can completely change your success on these high pressured public ponds. Yes, sir. Got some big ones all day long, son. I've been fishing for over 35 years in pressured public ponds, and I can tell you right now, casting is one of the most underrated skills in bass fishing. Everybody focuses on lures, colors, and techniques, but they ignore the one thing that puts bass on the bank: casting with purpose. People don't cast with purpose. They just throw. That's not fishing. That's not fishing, son. That's hoping. We're talking about casting with a purpose. Every cast should have a target, a reason, a purpose. If you're just willy-dillying just casting, you're hoping. But when you start to cast with purpose, cast to a target, and have a reason, it starts to change your success at these high-pressured public ponds. Target casting. You're not casting near bass. You need to cast to bass in cattails, laydowns, drop-offs, tight shade, deep into vegetation, not 5 feet off. In it, you need to be fishing in it. That's where casting, that accuracy, being able to cast, flip, cast deep, being able to adjust, right? Being able to use that thumb and stop it. It's all about making sure that when you're casting, you're hitting that spot that you want to hit. And you're hitting that spot because it holds bass. You're fishing and you're targeting bass. That's where pressured bass live. They hold tight. They hold tight to structure. They hold tight in the lily pads, cattails, boat docks. You got to be able to cast in there. Again, it's not near them. You have to be casting to them. Casting distance. This is where most anglers overlook. Distance matters. I could tell you in my 35 years of fishing these types of high pressure public ponds, I could probably cast further than anybody else. And it's all about the reels. I do it with all different types of reels, and I've been doing it for all different types of reels. So it's not necessarily the reel. It's making your adjustments on the reel. That is so overlooked. You have your main tension on the side. Adjust with it. Practice with it. You have your lure tension. I see people all the time changing from a ½ ounce to a ¼ ounce, and they don't even adjust their lure tension. It makes the difference. That's the reason why it's there. It's to help you cast further. People always ask me, getting it done fishing, how are you able to fish a weightless? It's all based on my adjustments. It's all, I put time and effort into it. I practice. And when I do my lure adjustment and my lure tension adjustment, I mess around with it. I'm fishing towards a target, and when I first change my lure, I make my adjustments so I could hit and I could fish to bass, not near bass, but to bass. It's all about your adjustments on your reel. When you're cutting tight, you make your adjustments, and that's where you get your distance. Bass are deep in pressured public ponds. We've been talking about it. They're deep. You got to be able to fish deep. It's all about fishing deep. If you're not fishing deep, you're missing an opportunity to catch a big one, son, all day long. So it's all about working on those adjustments, working on that distance, being able to understand how far you could cast, and continue to adjust and adjust and adjust until you are locked in and with that reel. If you can't cast far enough, you can't reach deep water. You lose bass. You're missing bass. If you're only casting 20, 30 feet off bank, you're missing drop-offs, deeper structure, staging areas. You need distance to unlock the whole pond. Catching big ones, son, all day long. If you can't get your bait out there, you're fishing a smaller percentage of the pond and the best bass. The best bass areas are out deep. That's where they're at. They're not sitting right out in front of you. You have to be able to cast. I'm telling you, it changes everything when you fish in these high pressure ponds. I watch it all the time. These bank beaters, they're just casting here 20, 30 feet. You start fishing out in that middle and you work on your casting. It is the most underrated thing in fishing. If you could cast and you become a master of casting, I guarantee you your success is going to go through the roof. Distance isn't just about reaching far. It directly affects your technique. A free rig, the further you cast, the more separation you have. You get that natural fall. That's what you want. In pressured public ponds, you want that natural fall. Chatterbait is slow rolling a chatterbait out deep, down at the bottom. And then you're covering more water. You're covering where bass are. You need that time in the water column. Short cast, rush presentation. First cast still matters. I've been saying this for years. Bass will not hit your lure on the second pass through an area, or your third, or your fourth. Your best opportunity, when we talk about progressions of cast, that first cast into an area, bringing it through, that is your best opportunity. Fishing with purpose, fishing to bass, not near bass. That presentation. Casting past sometimes where you want to, casting past where the bass are and bringing that lure through. Set it up, aim at it, make it count. I can't stress enough that first cast, that first progression, every cast has to have purpose. That is your best opportunity. Make sure you make it count. You have to be phenomenal casting. You have to be able to stop it. You gotta be able to know how to thumb it. Just not casting it all the way. Angles still apply. You can bomb it out there, but if your angle is wrong, it doesn't matter. Change angles, left to right, reposition, hit it again. That's how you find the strike zone. And the biggest thing I want to talk about in this video is practice casting. Here's where most people won't do the work. They won't practice. Casting is a skill. Nobody talks about it. We don't talk about it enough in fishing. Casting is a skill set. The better you come at casting, the more success you will have. Casting into deep cover, pitching it, skipping it, casting it deep, casting to a target, being able to hit a target. Not all your casts are full casts. They're not all bomb casts. Sometimes I gotta take a little bit off. Sometimes I gotta throw a little bit more. I gotta give it a little bit more to get it out there. There might be a weed line, a vegetation line. I can't tell you how many times I fish a place that there's a vegetation line that's way out there. Those casts I gotta bomb it out there. I gotta put a little more into it. Well, how do I do that? By practicing. I gotta take a little bit off. I could cast it 60 yards, but that weed line, I need to get to 30 yards. How do I do that? How do I thumb it? How do I reduce the length? It all comes from practicing. Again, it's a skill. It's a skill set. You just don't get better by going out there and willy-dillying throwing casts out there, casting all over the place. You have to practice. Go out in your yard, grab a bucket, grab a target. You're fishing and it's not feeding time. Grab different weight lures. Work on it. Go to spots that you believe are not high productive spots for bass. Practice there. Don't practice on your high productive places. Sometimes you're fishing, you end of the major feeding times, you go into the minor feeding, you might have a 2-hour window. Take that time to work on casting, pitching, flipping, skipping. Those are all things that you need. Left hand, underhand. There's so many different ways to cast, and you have to become good at all of them. Casting is all about working on that skill set, adding to that repertoire of casting, being able to, again, flip, skip, bomb, take something off, switch from a 1/2 ounce to a weightless, being able to switch from different weights, making sure you know how to adjust your reel. Each reel is different. Each reel, the line comes off the spool different. You have to work on each reel, making sure you make your adjustments. All about putting practice in, it's all about putting time in. This is the key. This right here is the key. Work on it. Become a master of casting. It will change the way and the success you have in bass fishing. Most anglers spend hundreds of dollars on gear, but won't spend 15 minutes practicing casting. That's backwards to me. I know when you really think about it, it's backwards to you too. Don't go out there, I don't care how much you spend in a reel. It could be $50, it could be $100, it could be $500. You still have to become a master of casting. It is so important. I can't stress enough, it is the most underrated thing in fishing that nobody talks about and nobody wants to bring up. But when you become a master, you'll be catching big ones all day long, son. Bad casting costs you bass. They spook fish, missing strike zones, ruins angles, limits distance. In pressured ponds, you don't get many chances. Don't want to ruin those chances. It's a small window of chances of catching bass in pressured pond. Don't ruin them. Don't throw those away because of bad casting. If you want to catch more bass in pressured public ponds, stop worrying about color. Stop worrying about new lures. Stop worrying about buying all those fancy new lures that come out. Start focusing on casting, accuracy, angles, and distance, because casting is everything. Drop a comment down below on what do you struggle most on casting. Is it accuracy? Is it distance? Or is it angles? Let's have a conversation. Love to have a conversation with you. Let's just get it done. Don't forget to check out all the links down below. If you're new to the channel, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. Go check out the links down below. Go check out the membership. Really helps grow the channel. Go check out the merch store. I greatly appreciate it. My name's Greg, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of Getting It Done Fishing.